Welcome back to the channel. Part 2 of the YouTube journey so far. Here are my 4 takeaways that I've learned so far in the last 18 months. Now, okay, obviously there's loads of other things I've learned as well. There's loads of other things I'm gonna learn, but so far I'm just about at 2,000 subscribers. It's not a big channel, it's not huge. I'm not dedicating my whole life to it, but I have learned some things and I'm gonna share them with you right now. Number 1, content beats presentation. How do I know this? Well, one of my most viewed videos was something I almost threw together at last minute because I kind of dedicated to posting up around about once a week if I could. So I thought, oh, let me get out on a quick ride. So I took my phaser out to fill it with some air, and then I ended up randomly going to the Superbike factory and I did a little chat in the Superbike factory about kind of biking, where it's going, where it's at, the demographic of biking, whether there's a future in biking at all, because almost no young people are buying bikes and doing their tests these days. I just brought it up just as a rhetorical question and it got about 13,000 views. That is my most viewed video so far of all the videos that I released, even the ones when I rode down to Turkey and around Europe and everything. The thing that people find more interesting than riding around Europe was watching my trip to the Superbike factory and me chatting to a camera in the corner, trying not to be noticed by anybody. But it was content that people wanted to consume. It was a question that people were asking. Now, it wasn't filmed beautifully. The videos that I've made where it's been beautifully filmed, they have the least views. Absolutely, of all the videos I've ever filmed, they have the least views. So, content beats presentation every time. I'm not saying presentation doesn't mean anything, but for me, my experience the last 18 months, the content that you put out there beats the presentation. It's an encouragement really, I suppose, because if you wanted to start a YouTube channel, you think I need this camera, I need a drone, I need this, I need that. You don't need any of it. You need your phone and just put it in front of you and start filming. For you that are not into the whole editing thing, now I spent hours editing things to look amazing, only to find when I post it up that people didn't really care if you got your perfect little transitions and all your lovely little bits of music that tie in perfectly with this. Nobody cares. I know I don't care. When I'm watching something because I want some information, I am looking for the information. Give me the information. Give me what I'm looking for. If I'm looking for beautiful transitions and that's what I'm going to YouTube to watch, then okay, then beautiful transitions and beautiful music and all the other stuff is great. But if that's not what you're after and that's not what the main thing of your channel is all about, don't spend loads of time doing it because people don't care. It's not that they hate it, but they just don't care. So don't spend too much time doing stuff that people don't care about. That's actually a lesson for life. Lesson number 1, content beats presentation. That leads me on to another important one. Gear doesn't matter, in brackets, almost. You think that in order to do some kind of YouTube video, you need to have all this camera gear, all this lighting, all this stuff, which I actually have, but does it really matter? Do people really care whether I've filmed myself in 4K or 1080p? To be honest, YouTube compresses stuff anyway, so even if you do film in 4K, you can't really tell the difference unless you put it on a 4K screen, and most of the time you're consuming stuff on your phone anyway, or on an iPad or your computer, and it might not, probably doesn't actually have that higher resolution screen that you would ever tell the difference. So the gear that you're using doesn't really have that much say in whether people are interested in your channel or not. Having said that, you think that YouTube is all about what you see, but let me tell you something. If you have something with bad audio, people will just switch it off. I know that for a fact. I do it all the time. If I can't quite hear what's happening on a video, I don't watch it because I don't want to be like trying to hear, like, what are you saying? You're getting your ear trumpet out, trying to kind of figure it out. You don't want to. You can't be bothered. You just want to be able to hear things nicely. So if you're going to spend any money on anything, get yourself a decent microphone that you can plug into your phone or into your camera that's actually going to give good sound. Now, I had loads of trouble with this on my ride because I had a mic that went into my helmet that just went crazy whenever the wind blew on it. I've resolved that now. And this is what I've got now, which is the DJI thing. Is that going to focus? Yeah, that's the DJI Mic 2, which goes together with Osmo Pocket, is that gonna, yeah, Osmo Pocket 3. That microphone goes into my helmet like I've shown before, and that connects directly to my Action 4, the Action 4, DJI Action 4. That and that together are absolutely amazing. Resolved all of my sound issues. So gear doesn't really matter, apart from if your sound's rubbish, people will switch off, so it kind of does. Number 3, you are the channel. This has got to be the hardest one for me, because like when I started, I thought people would just tune in because they like the content that I'm putting out there. And to a certain degree, that's true. People will tune in because they like what you're doing, but they'll probably stay because of you, and that they kind of feel that they can connect with you somehow. And I find this bit a little bit like, not hard, more weird than hard, that people have actually written in the comments, you know, I started watching this because I was interested in you doing your ride, but then I'm staying because I like you and what you're doing. Now, it feels even weird saying it because you feel like, oh, who are you? Like, I'm not that kind of like person that enjoys that type of attention, if you like. And you might be like, well, why are you on YouTube if you don't like attention? It's not about an attention thing. I just like putting out stuff and making videos, and I like the content. I like doing the content that I'm trying to put together. So there's something in it for me as well. But people are staying because they like the person that they're seeing on their screen, and they want to connect with them, and they want to connect with what they're doing. And that is a really weird thing, that you are actually the channel. Like my Thunderbird, which is just not starting at the moment. I can't figure out why. They're not staying just because of Thunderbird. They're not staying just because there's some nice riding throughout Europe, whatever. They're not staying because they're connecting with the person that they see on the screen. That's a weird thing. So you are the channel, and just accept the fact that people want to connect with you, and they think you're all right, and they don't think you're a complete idiot. And you're halfway there to having a channel that people are going to want to watch, because you'll start to just be yourself and put yourself out there. And it will, like, I don't really like putting myself out there very much, but you start getting used to putting yourself out there, and it feels okay. Eventually you're sat in front of a camera and it feels all right, and you're like, oh, this is weird, but okay, I can do this, I can do this. And you just start to relax. And I know that right now I'm recording in here, right? No one can hear me. I'm on my own. I don't even have to post this onto YouTube if I don't want to. So I can use this as a rehearsal if I want. I can just sit here and just rehearse talking to a camera and looking normal and acting normal. And you'll probably get quite good at it after a while. So maybe you need to do that, because believe me, you are the channel. Your motorbike is not the channel. The cupcakes you're making are not the channel. You're the channel. And finally, this is a bit of a kind of a bolt on or an extra, but this is lesson number 4, and that is pace yourself. Now my wife is phoning me. Hang on. Hey, babe.
Hello, it's hard.
You struggling?
Yeah, very hard.
I know. Silicone work is hard.
Yeah.
I've got some here and a razor blade. Give me 10 minutes, I'll come in with it.
Okay.
Okay, bye. Bye.
Bye.
So the idea that you can start a YouTube channel and it just blow up and you're going to make a living out of it, it's just nonsense. Actually, if that's what you think you're going to do, I would recommend that you don't do it. Just stop it, because find something you enjoy, make videos about that. Because if you just try and make videos in order to make a living out of YouTube, that's never going to happen. Now, I never started like that. I didn't even know if I wanted to start a YouTube channel. And sometimes I don't even know if I want to carry on with a YouTube channel. You know, have I got the capacity to be putting out a video once a week? It's a lot of time and energy and everything. But I've just said, well, I'm going to do it as long as I love it. Because why would you stop doing something you really enjoy? So pace yourself. Don't be the guy that turns up and thinks that, okay, I'm going to just absolutely smash this now. So pace yourself. There's ways of pacing yourself. One of the ways of pacing yourself is some planning. So if you think, I want to try out YouTube for a year, then why don't you sit down with a notepad and pen and put together, say, 20 episodes of content. I've got an old diary here, 2024 diary. It's kind of like old and last year's, but it's got loads of empty pages, right? And I just fill this up with ideas about stuff that I'm gonna kind of talk about, right? So here it is. I'm not going to show you those because I might give away some great content there. Pace yourself. So sit down with your notepad, write down like 15, 20 episodes or whatever of stuff that you might want to do. And it could be really, really simple stuff. Like you might want to do a walk around your bike, talk about your bike. You might want to do a talk about some work that you've had done on your bike. You might want to go for a ride to your favorite coffee shop and say why you love that coffee shop, where you live, what you do. Tell them about yourself, tell them about your aspirations, all this stuff. Put it down, write episodes. And you might think, oh, those episodes are rubbish. You know, what's the point in that? Who wants to hear about that? And that goes through my mind all the time. Who wants to hear this? Why would anybody be interested in this? I think that all the time. But then you put the episode together and you're like, wow, I've had some lovely feedback, some lovely comments from that. I'll do another one, you know. So pace yourself. Don't think that you're going to be able to kind of hit YouTube and be a viral success immediately. You might be. It does happen. But it's unlikely. I've heard a lot of people say about YouTube that it's a marathon, it's not a sprint. I know, it's so used, isn't it? But it is a marathon, not a sprint. You're going a little bit at a time, seeing what works for you, seeing what works for your subscribers, seeing what works for the people that you're trying to reach, and just building a channel slowly but surely. If you don't pace yourself, you will get discouraged and you'll just give up. You won't bother anymore. You think, well, what's the point in this? I may as well do something else with my time. And you'll get discouraged, you'll get disappointed, and you'll get a little bit bitter about the whole experience. Try and keep it light. Try and keep it fun. Try and just chill out with it, because if you don't post up this week, do you know what? There's plenty of stuff to watch on YouTube. And the people that are subscribed to you, they're not going to unsubscribe because you're not there for 1 week. I've had times when I've been away for 40 odd days from posting anything, and even post a short, didn't post anything. So I was just too busy. But I thought, hey, people, I've connected with people. If they want to go unsubscribe, they can. But I don't go unsubscribing from people just because they're not around for a few weeks. It's like, why would I do that? That's a bit of a weird thing to do. So chill out. Chill out. Make some episodes. Write some episodes down. Post up once a week if you can, or if you know you can only post up once every 2 weeks and be consistent with that. Just do what you can do, but pace yourself so that it's got some longevity to it, because that's what it's all about. Anyway, those are my little takeaways today. Have I got any more? I will definitely have more in the future, I'm sure. For you guys that want to start a YouTube channel, this is kind of how my initial experience with YouTube has been. I've enjoyed it a lot. Thanks for being subscribers. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for connecting, and the community that is building up through the Bristol Thunderbird thing. I've enjoyed it a lot. For you guys that starting YouTube channels, just get on and do it, man. It's all right. Put your camera up there, press record, start talking, show us your bike, show us your rides. It'll be awesome. Look forward to seeing you soon. Bye-bye.